evening. Hello, how are we? I just thought I'd do this video, right? And it's basically explaining what you need to do to go to America regarding that. So there's a few bits and bobs. Obviously, before I start, always check yourself. Which if you're reading this and you're looking to go to America, there's some tips for you, but obviously this advice can change the actual rules, but mainly for COVID, what you need to do. So, but before we start, so obviously just a disclaimer, obviously things can change, but this was recorded on the 29th of October. At that time, excuse that clock, need to change the battery. So, cracking on then. So the first thing is, obviously vaccines. You've got to be vaccinated by any of the WHO ones. On there, I'm just reading it, as you can probably tell, reading it off. So any of the main ones. So I've been Pfizered up by the Saturdays. So I'm all Pfizered up, so we're all right there. So you've got to be double vaccinated 14 days from when you were last done. Proof of vaccination, obviously. Get your NHS app, not the actual COVID one, which most people will have undeleted and got binned off by now. Either sign up for the NHS app, but you've got to do this prior, because that could take a few days to get your NHS login and all that. Once you've got all that, then you can download a double vaccinations PDF, and then it's got 2 QR codes. They expire in 30 days, but you can request a letter as well. But that's the NHS app, not the COVID one, if you still use that, but I bet you not many people use that anymore. So that's that. So the NHS app, and you can show it digitally on there. And then also you've got to have a pre-departure test. So I'll put a link in the description of who I use, because I've known a few other enthusiasts have used this company. It's called Testing for All. And but yeah, apparently they do testing for all people. So you can have a cheap lateral flow test from America, but it doesn't, not everybody says that it's got to actually be supervised. So that means that when you do it, someone's got to watch you do it, because you can't actually do it yourself. So as long as it's supervised, it's valid for travel to the US. So I've got that, and you can't do that until the 3 days prior. It's not 72 hours, it's 3 days. So if you fly on the Monday, you've got obviously Sunday, Saturday and Friday to do it. But can't do it any earlier than the Friday. And then you take a picture of, follow obviously whoever's testing you've used, take a picture of it, and then they give you a fit to fly certificate on that one. And I've just realised I've not opened a page, but we'll do that in a minute on that one, what I'm reading off. So yeah, it's definitely got to be supervised. You can't just do it yourself and it be accepted. So what else we got? So I think that's about it to obviously, so you need a proof of vaccination and a negative COVID test result no more than 3 days before travel. An NHS COVID pass will be accepted, but them little cards that you got won't be accepted. Them vaccine cards, whatever mine is, you can't use them. I think that's about it for like vaccines and testing. So you can do that, because I was panicking a bit before they announced this, because it's a nightmare if you've got to travel over the weekend, because you can't do a PCR test at home, post it off over the weekend, because it's going to just sit in a post box. So I was a bit concerned about that, flying on a Monday, you see. There wasn't a way around it. You can go to one of these pop-up locations, but the cost was like £79. but they would have sent off the lab, your sample that day, so you've got more chance of getting it quickly. But luckily I'm alright with these lateral flow, and then any test is okay, as long as it's a viral test. And I think under 18s are excluded, but don't quote me on that one. It is all your vaccines, as long as they're listed for emergency use by the World Health Organization. Who are they? I don't know. So you got your Pfizer by the Saturdays, your Johnson & Johnson, no relation, AstraZeneca, COVID Shield, and all these other ones, BIP, and I can't pronounce that one, but all you have to look on this yourself, but obviously, but I think they were exempt children under 18, but I'm waffling on now, so we'll move on to the next thing. And you've got to fill out a form online, just to say you certify what you've said and what you've done, and you can do that online, and that's within 72 hours of travel, and it's just a attestation form, passenger disclosure attestation form, if I've pronounced that right, attestation form, and that's just basically, there's 4 options, and you tick which ones applies to you, and that just confirm that you agree what you've said, you are vaccinated, before you go. Right, if I quickly just chat amongst yourselves just while I open this other option, this other thing should already be there. So that's the main thing that you need to do. Obviously have a passport and usual stuff, but this is mainly just COVID related, and other stuff. If you go into America, where are we? Obviously you should be going, or you'll be paying a visit to Universal Orlando, their parks, and one of the things is definitely download their app, and I'm just going to get it up on their website now and go through bits and bobs that it does, because I think since I last went, they've developed something quite well to it, but it's better if you do it, set all this up before you go, and it's all ready to go. That's why I just thought I'd do this video for you, because this is what I've done beforehand, and it's all ready to go. I can't find this link now. Let me just tell I'm doing this off the cup. There you go. Official Universal Orlando app. Right. Because it goes a bit further than what it did 2 years ago when I did 3 years ago. I went 2018, so I don't think I went to Volcano Bay last time. So basically what I've seen in the app is now obviously they've got virtual line for Hagrid's, I think, and Jimmy Fallon, and not sure whether Velocicoaster's on that, but you got virtual line return time, and you can place your mobile food orders on there, but before you do all this, obviously you need to set up your wallet. So the first thing is you can put your tickets on there now, so you can actually scan your ticket. It tells you whether it's valid and what date it expires, so that's another proof that your tickets are okay and when they're expired. A little bit of a tip: if you bought the 3-park Explorer ticket in 2021, or the SeaWorld 3 for 2 or 2-part ones, and they're 2020 or 2021, they're now valid till the end of 2022. So you just keep them, and then they'll work for next year. That's if you move in your dates from 2020 or 2021 to 22. and then they should just work. And they've all that's the park's decision on that. So yeah, so the first thing is put your debit or credit card in. Just a quick one on that one, as we're talking about credit and debit cards. Obviously you got certain, I'll just give you a brief rundown of which ones to pick. So if you don't want a credit card, you got Starling Bank, Monzo, Nationwide I think do a card without any charges if you pay for their Flex Plus one. Just check if you've got, because there's a good few bank accounts, but there's a new one that's really good called Chase Bank, which is American, but they've come over to the UK, and you get 1% back on all your spend. You get 5% on all your things that you round up. So if you spend £1.80, you put 20p in, and that gets 5%. So look at Chase Bank. I'll put all these links in the description if I remember. So Chase Bank's good, and then it's free. No, that's a debit card, and then you don't pay anything when you go out there, anything more than you would normally, without a fee on top. Credit cards, Halifax Clarity is a good one. I've got a Santander one, but that one's gone. But there's not many, the two like travel ones. But you look, if you wanted to get a credit card, obviously pay it off in full. Set up a direct debit and pay it off in full. That's everybody shout it, in full. Once you come back or after the month, and then you don't get any interest, and it's basically bank base rate. But if you don't want to do credit, then you've got your Starling or your Monzo or Chase, and then that will get you 1% back. So it's a little bit back off that. So obviously that's me moving off on a tangent. So first of all, if you've got the app, is put your tickets on there. Then you get a QR code, so you won't need the ticket. And then obviously then you can scan the QR code when you first go. And then I think they take your picture, and then that links it all there, so you don't need the paper copy. Obviously, and then that's even better, because there's one less thing to get wet if you get caught in the rain or go on Popeye, So yeah, so that's one thing. So that they've updated on there. But obviously, and then you can add your debit or credit cards, and it's called Universal Pay. No relation to Apple Pay or Tesco Club Card Pay. And then you can add your cards basically, and then all that happens is you can order obviously on the app at certain many locations, at all the restaurants, and then you just open this page up, and a QR code. It's exactly the same as Tesco Pay Plus, where it just shows a QR code, changes every minute, and then they scan that, it gets all the details, and it just charges you. So just saves you having getting another card out or anything like that, and it's just done. But obviously if you're happy Universal having your details, I bet they can see what's happening. But I just thought that's a very good feature of a new feature of the app. If you do that as well, then that's then already set up to go to pay for using your Tapu if you go to Volcano Bay. So you can change your PIN. When you create a PIN, that's not the PIN on your card, that's the PIN that you're going to use when you do your Tapu when you pay for things at Volcano Bay. And then that links with your tickets as well. So if you do this, you're all ready to go to actually pay, with your Tapu. Say if you're going back into your locker and getting your wallet out your locker and stuff. So I just thought that was quite a good feature that they've done. Apparently there's the alerts I don't think work very well, but they might not work because I'm not actually there. But you can see when it goes down and up. But virtual line's another one that I've not really used much. So that's basically it for this video. It was just basically what I've done. So obviously need to be double jabbed, need a test before you go, which can be a lateral flow now, so that's bringing your costs down a bit. So that needs to be done 3 days before, not hours. It's 3 days. And then proof of vaccine, but where you can, always try and have paper backups just in case. But I went to Europa Park, and sometimes these upload things directly from phones, because you do need a folder, on your phone using the Files app to save all these documents now. It's a bit of a pain and a rigmarole now, because you need all these PDFs to prove what you've done, basically. So yeah, you need to be double vaccinated and get a test, and then obviously you need your day 2 lateral flow when you come back, and I think that's all you need on that one. I'm sure people will mention in the comments if not, but yeah, double vaccinated, proof of vaccination, you test 3 days before, and that's about it. And then your recitation form. I think there's another health questionnaire that you can do on the plane. Oh yeah, you need to contact tracing as well, the email address and a phone number, so they can get you on there. And also, obviously this is normal with pre-COVID, obviously you need your ESTA as well, which is chargeable. That's $14, and that lasts 2 years. So yeah, so that's that. If you've got any other questions, comment below and I'll reply to them. If you're planning to go, out to America in the foreseeable future, this year, next year, hopefully I'm definitely planning to go again in September for Halloween Horror Nights. Obviously we couldn't go out for this year. Obviously just as I go out, it finishes a week after, but I will get Christmas, so I've looked at the hours, and SeaWorld's open till 10 on that week, the weekend, just before I come back. It's only a week trip, this one, but the weekend that just before I come back, it all starts 12th of November, so it'll be nice to see that on there. But mainly going out for Velocicoaster, looking forward to that one, and just having a bit of a chill out. So yeah, and then obviously if you go to any Universal outlet in City Walk, then you've already set up your Universal Pay, and you can just scan it on there. So I think that's really good if you're in resort, and you just scan that, and it just saves a lot of bother. But yeah, and I'll be using my Chase for that one, because it's a new the app. It's only it's app only Chases, but it's been very good, developed very well from the offset. To be fair, not many bugs, not that I've picked up on. They can't do direct debits on there at the moment, but no. So I'm all ready to go now. I've done my test. Well, I'm not done my test, but I've got options that I know that will work. But not everything says that you've got to have it supervised, these lateral flow. So yeah, so you must make sure that they are supervised with whoever you've got the test, and they will watch you do it. Just a lateral flow, just sticking it up your nose, and then you can go. Obviously, providing it's negative. But I think then you have to take a picture of it, upload that, and then in about 4 hours they send you a fit to fly. So that's another PDF. So you're going to have at least 2 PDFs. Your proof of vaccine, but I've requested a letter, and I think the letter doesn't expire. So if you request a letter, once you've got that, you've always got physical proof of one thing. But then you've always got a backup on your phone. But it's best obviously to have paper, I guess, but everything's going digital these days, isn't it? So I just thought I'd give you some tips, and just thought they came to me, and I thought I'll quickly do this video. It's been about 20 minutes, and that's about right, to be fair. So there won't be any more, hopefully, until I actually go. There'll probably be a week. Might be one from Alton Towers if I go on Tuesday. Well, I will be going on Tuesday. So yeah, might be a quick mini vlog on there. Other than that, I will see you in Florida. It'll be obviously a travel vlog and just how I got there and the night before and bits and bobs. But most of these videos won't go up until until I'm back, because then I'll transfer it to my iPad and do it when I'm here and when I'm back. And I just think that's one way of doing it. Yes, you're waiting for the content, but I'm not doing it professionally, but you at least get some content without me having to just film it all for you guys and not actually do anything on my holiday, if you know what I mean. So I think that's the way to go. But obviously while I'm there, live streams, and obviously Twitter, and probably the odd TikTok, but not much. So, but if I come up with something funny, and that's it. But anything you want to see, comment below on this video. I'll check it, reply any questions you've got if you are going out to America soon or whenever, and you just want to ask what do you do, you know, like money. No, I don't take money, physical cash anymore, just all cards. Obviously backup cards as well. Oh yeah, NatWest and RBS do just a bog standard credit card, and they don't charge anything. But like I say, if you don't want credit, you've got Starling. Starling, I think, is your main one. Chet and Chase isn't the newer one, but obviously people won't know that one. But Starling's quite been on the scene for a while now, or Monzo, and they all don't charge when you're abroad. Just saves you a few pennies. Right, and on that note, I will see you on the next one. Ta-ra!